Hi, this is Chris Dela Cruz and
Michael De La Cruz.
we're from Expanded Awareness. On this episode, we're going to discuss why we chose not to partake in watching horror content, horror movies, things that kind of freak us out. Back in the day, we used to love watching horror stuff. We'd have friends over and watch it.
I know it was pretty much like even like during the Halloween holidays, we would invite people over, and we used to just love watching horror movies. But I noticed that one day after watching them, I noticed that my adrenals were actually
Kind of shot.
I
felt exhausted.
Yeah, and we noticed that we're kind of draining us. So we started doing some research about it, and there's some good research on it that when you watch anything that shocks your adrenals or like horror movies, there's actually a subliminal thing going on in there too.
Mm-hmm.
And what I hear, it's also could be a portal for you to inviting negative beings into your life. So that's why once we realize that
even when you don't realize, when you're watching, you're being entertained, but you're kind of in an alpha state. And what an alpha state is, it's what people use to hypnotize people. So you can be in a hypnotic alpha state, watching and being freaked out by these movies. Meanwhile, they're sending out different messages that you're not aware of. You're totally just sucking it in.
Yeah, and this is Expanded Awareness. So we want to help you become aware. And we're not trying to make people like freak out or make people do what they
don't want to do. We're just trying to let you know what it's done for us.
Exactly. So we literally just stop and quit watching horror content. That could be movies, video clips, and things like that, because we notice that without those things in our lives, we actually are happier beings and calmer, and we're able to live life without fear. If you notice, a lot of times when we're thinking about things that are negative, we tend to attract more of that. So a lot of movies and content that you watch that are horror, there are enticing, hate or fear, what's going to happen is that you're going to start feeling that way, and then you're going to start attracting a lot of situations alike into your life. That's just our awareness of that. Doesn't mean that it's going to be yours, but this is what we have experienced ourselves, and I'm pretty sure if you can relate, you have experienced the same thing, and you're just probably not aware of what's going on.
Mike, why don't you just tell them the truth? You got tired of walking me to the bathroom in the middle of the night and waiting for me.
Oh man, that was another thing. So Chris was she watched scary movies, and she'll be like in complete shock, and she doesn't want to go to the bathroom alone, and I have to wait on the door too. So that's one part of it. So my thing is that
it made me really jumpy. Even with every normal situations, I noticed I was more on edge and super jumpy and reactive.
Yeah.
And it probably wasn't very good for my body.
It probably wasn't. I mean, you are actually tricking your brain to thinking that there's something out there to get you, and you're putting yourself through a situation, and your brain, it's easy to fool. Like it believes that it's true, so your body start reacting accordingly. So that's why we believe that for us at least, that we just want to, if we want to be happier, calmer beings, we just took care of the problem of watching any horror movies. So we watch movies that things that makes us feel good, so we go with the feeling.
And I noticed I started thinking a little weird. I mean, it affected my thinking.
You get paranoid.
I get paranoid, and also I kind of found pleasure in darkness. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm laughing and joking about darkness. This is crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't feel like myself.
Exactly.
So now we try to do things that make us feel good, like going walking in nature, listening to good music.
Right.
Reading books that are inspiring.
Yeah.
We still watch TV, but we watch things that we feel good. We want to feel good.
Want to feel good, makes us laugh, things like that. And that's why that's why we realized what was watching, content that is of horror was doing to us, and we're like, okay, we just decided to let it go. So just wanted to keep you guys updated with this.
Especially this time of year, Halloween, people love watching scary stuff and being freaked out. And but then the next day you feel hungover.
Yeah, just pay attention how you feel
Yeah.
afterwards and how it's affecting you in your life,
Yeah.
and you'll see for yourself,
Yeah.
if it's something worth doing, or if you know that it does that and you still want to watch it. We all have free will here, so
Yeah.
but just know that once you're aware of how it affects you, then it's on you at that point. Not judging or anything, because you still got free will, but just know that if you feel a certain way after watching certain movies or even listening to certain things that injects horror or fear, just know that it will affect you, because we are beings that we can become very receptive. But
Yeah.
a lot of these shows, they put you in a hypnotic state, in an opening state, where things can actually sneak in there, and you can call it energetic, negative energies. You can call it demonic beings, whatever the case is. Now you are aware of it, so
It's your responsibility.
It's your responsibility. Yep.
My heart palpitations went away.
That's another thing. Yes.
I thought I was having a heart attack every couple weeks.
Yeah.
But it was just what I was watching.
Same thing if we're watching constant negative news.
Yeah, that too.
What do? They put fear. So you're like freaked out. It's okay to be aware of things.
Yeah.
We bring awareness, but
to constantly watch the same thing doesn't feel good. It doesn't put you in a good state.
It doesn't. So just be prepared for things. But don't
be attached.
Don't be attached to it.
Because when I used to watch movies, I would feel like I was in the movie instead of watching it. So I need to back away.
Yeah.
And if you're sensitive like me, just don't do it, because it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that's why they call it television.
Oh, lie vision.
Exactly. So it's lying to your brain that this thing is going on, and you start believing it. But we are aware that it's just a show. We are aware that it's a movie. But why do we still feel the fear? Why do we still feel the adrenaline going? You just got to think about that for a second. So you're pretty much letting the device hypnotize you, and you're letting those energies go in you and pretty much control your life, because it puts you in a state of fear. And again, when you're in that state, you tend to attract more of that into your life, whatever it is that you're inducing or you're being exposed to.
Yeah, it's kind of like people say, oh, I'm aware, I can control it. But why would you put yourself in a situation like that? It's almost like having a negative friend that dumps on you all the time. I can deal with it, but then you feel like crap for 3 days. Why would you do that? Why even do that? Life is hard enough. Leaving our house is hard enough. Why would you do that to yourself? Why don't you want to feel good?
Yeah, love yourself. And something when you're like, when you are like in an addictive state, you're like, oh yeah, I can handle it, I'm in control, the first week, and then the second week you do a little more, and then you a little more, and then by the time you don't realize it's already in you and it's already controlling your life. Yeah. So once you become aware of that, then you can always change it, but it's just that part right there, becoming aware. So thinking that you're in control is another way of
your mind tricking
you that you're okay, keep doing it. So
if you're questioning it, you're in control. If you think you got it under control, you usually don't.
That's how we see it. So yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about this episode on expanded awareness on watching horror movies or watching horror content, how it affects your life. Let us know if you experience similar things. We just quit watching those things. We just want to be more positive. You are more of what you surround yourself with, and what you put into your mind. That's what's gonna come out. So you got to pay attention. Are the things that you're putting into your mind making you a better person, making you more empowered, making you happier and calmer? So if it's not doing that, then what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna stay in that state, or it's completely up to you, my friend?
Yep, up to you, but we're just telling you our journey, and for us, I feel more loving, and I don't feel freaked out, and I don't feel like I'm having a heart attack anymore. I just feel calm, and when I'm calm, that's a good thing.
No waiting outside bathrooms
yeah,
to make sure that that she feels safe. So yeah, is there anything you want to add before we end this episode?
go out in nature and have some fun.
Yeah, go out in nature or go
Lots
out.
of cool things happen out in nature.
That's true. And not only if you want to go out dance, you're a salsa dancer, bachata dance, go out and dance and have a good time.
Go do something fun.
Yeah, do something fun that is not putting you into a fear mindset. Stay informed, of course,
Yes,
but
stay informed.
don't live life in fear. That's how you feed. How we spoke about those beings that we feed when we're in fear mode.
No, we haven't.
Okay, we might talk to that in another episode. So every time, just a little summary. Every time you're in a fear state, there's actually beings out there, believe it or not, that actually feed off of your fear. So every time they will throw a movie or they'll throw something that create fear, there's something. That's how they. What I call they is basically native beings that are intentionally producing this type of content to create fear, and that's how that's how they take control of your life. That's how they take control of you. So I actually believe that fear is just false evidence appearing real. That's my acronym I learned not too long ago. So it looks real, but it's really not. It's just basically all an illusion. And once you snap out of that illusion, you'll be able to have control over it and release and protect yourself from these things.
These little negative things are like little chaotic producers. They love chaos. They like people who are drunk, inebriated, high, not in control of their life.
Exactly.
They love to just create chaos and have fun with it, but it's not positive and it doesn't feel good the next day.
Yeah, and they're tricking you into inviting them, into your life, into your spiritual being. Because they
can't come in unless you invite them.
You invite them, whether you're aware or not. You're always inviting them, whether it's through movies, whether it's through things that allows you not to be in control of yourself.
And we're just letting you know, because if they need permission and you're not aware, they can come in all the time. But
exactly.
If you're aware, then you're in control.
You're in control, whether you allow them in or you know how to get them out. There's a lot of tools you can use. And we're just helping you become aware of that.
So go out, have fun, and have a great weekend. And hasta la pasta, baby.
Hasta la pasta.
Thank you.
See you in the next episode. Let us know if you enjoyed this episode of Expanded Awareness. And if you're new to this, this platform here, if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave us your comments. If you're watching it on other platforms, then just like the page or just engage with us here. That way,
and just let us know what you want us to talk about, because we're here for you.
Yeah,
anything that you're curious about, we'll let you know what we know or find out ourselves.
Okay. Other than that, thank you very much. See you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.